Hello everyone, and welcome to Amnesia Rebirth. The third out of 4 entries in the Amnesia franchise, and probably among the more controversial. This came after a long departure from the series for Frictional, having not developed the sequel and then just total silence from the series for about 7 years. And once it did come out, a lot of people said that they didn't really feel like it was a good Amnesia game, even if it was a good horror game in its own right. That sort of confuses me because what really was an Amnesia game up until that point? Frictional Games had already made a name for themselves by the time of the Dark Descent with the Penumbra series, and those were notable for being some of the earliest survival horror games where you couldn't fight back against enemies whatsoever. You had to rely on stealth and your wits to survive encounters. And when they carried that into the Dark Descent, it kind of reached mainstream popularity and was lauded at the time as being one of the best horror games ever made. But then they came out with a Machine for Pigs a few years later, and that was very controversial for being so different from the Dark Descent. First of all, it was made by a completely different developer, and shed a lot of the gameplay mechanics, as sparse as they were, in favor of a more walking simulator style of experience. A lot of people considered that to be a downgrade in tension in a lot of ways, even if they did praise the story and the setting. Now, I don't know why people then considered this not a good Amnesia game, when you already had 2 examples prior to that were very different from each other. And having played The Bunker now years later, I feel like if there's one thing that defines this series, it's carrying the same themes into different settings and ideas. I mean, look at The Bunker. That one is pretty much all gameplay and very little story, and yet it's still able to communicate those themes really well. Those themes being the horrors of the new century. And I was talking with my girlfriend Elster about this, and she didn't go into detail because obviously she wanted me to play it, but she basically was able to, in broad strokes, convince me that this was worth playing as a way of exploring those themes. She herself considers the game as a whole to be something of a mixed bag, and if anything, that only makes me want to play it more. Because I've always felt that this is, at its heart, a horror analysis channel, and the Amnesia games have always been ripe for analysis. What better way to exemplify that than through an Amnesia game that is controversial with its own base? So I'm really excited to see what this is about. Bear in mind, I have very little idea what this is even about story-wise. You like horror and are up for a challenging, story-driven experience. Darkness and monsters increase your fear, causing long-term repercussions. This is the game experience as originally intended. Well, that's all you had to say. This game should not be played to win. Immerse yourself in the world and the story. Fear and darkness are your enemies.
There is a moment when you realize what the pain has made of you. In hiding, curled in on yourself, unable to show the world your face. Acting on instinct, lashing out, even at those closest to you. Time has passed, and time is a thief. It has stolen your memories. The agony has faded, but so has every precious moment of joy. You have been hollowed out from the inside, and there's nothing left of the person you used to be. But you try. You try to remember how to smile. You try to remember how to love. And one day you crawl out from your hiding place and step back into the world. And then, every day, you do what you must to survive. Nothing. Don't worry.
Pretending it's not there won't make it go away.
Salim, it's just turbulence. It'll settle down soon.
Yes, I know. It's hard though. You know, your head tells you one thing, but your heart disagrees.
Try to sleep.
I couldn't. I keep imagining what might go wrong.
I know someone who can help you.
And who's that? Maka. Oh, I had no idea you brought him.
I didn't want him to be lonely.
I know, my heart. It's good for him to have an adventure, but he'll be glad when this journey's over, I think. He's had a hard life.
And there's so much more to come.
Alex?
Him.
Yasmin, get up here! Hello. Algiers. Can anyone read me? Mayday! Do you read?
Hey, hold on.
Come on, stay with me, baby!
Don't forget. Don't lose it. No, come on. Need to find him. He must understand. Don't forget. It's her. It's all because of her. Focus! I am Tessie. I am still Tessie. What? Where?
Use the mouse and WASD to struggle. I wasn't even sure what direction I was struggling in. Let's go.
Don't forget.
I have laudanum. It will help, but you must try to keep calm, or it will get worse. Do not allow yourself anger. Do not allow yourself to fear. You understand me, Tassi?
What happened? Where are they all? Where's Salim?
Our notebook. I have to remember she will die. Find Salim. Wait. Memories.
I have
And we can
laudanum.
play them back as well.
It will help, but you must try to...
But others are still cloudy. So, as is standard for the Amnesia series, we awake with amnesia. We know we have to find these people, but we have no idea what happened, or I guess how we know some of this.
My book. My handwriting. I don't remember.
There's blood on the ground, possibly ours. But other than that, no one here at all. That was a terrifying opening, just flying through a sandstorm and suddenly visions of some alien city. It actually reminds me, in a lot of ways, of some Lovecraft stories I've read. And I think that's going to be one of the ways where, despite being different people in a completely different time period from before, it's going to touch on the elements that appeared in the Dark Descent. I was just jump scared by that.
That's the doctor. I'm here.
It's actually daytime outside, but it's so dark in here because we're buried. Come on.
Hello. This is Tazi.
This is Dr. Metzian.
Useless.
Salim, is anyone there?
We're not going to be able to reply.
Crew of the Cassandra, please respond.
Well, I guess this means that somebody made it, right? Move the mouse in circles while holding the wheel to turn it.
I am here with yes answer, please.
I don't think we're going to be able to steer our way out of this one. God, this game is actually really nice looking. Look at this.
Eva, can anyone hear me?
We have a map of our flight path, so we're somewhere along that line.
This is Anton Metzian.
Wait, we can...
Stay safe.
Alright, passengers 12, crew 2, so 14 total. March 3rd, 1937. And we have a rough idea of where we were at the time.
I will try again later.
We can press and hold T to move and rotate objects, or middle click. Okay, so those prop physics are back. Question is, how are we getting out of here? What was that? Cockpit door handle. Okay, maybe we can break ourselves out. There we go.
Oh, Mother Mary.
For God's sake, help me!
I remember people were hurt in the crash. I was here. I think. Where did they go? Where's Salim?
What was that? That doesn't look like any bird I've ever seen. Some very bright feathers.
God. I'm going to fry out here.
At least 2 people died. Oh, and we need to stay in the shade.
It's all right, my friend. We'll get you out. Leon, Jonathan, give us a hand here.
I can't breathe. I'm going to roast.
Okay, this is not where we need to be then.
In my case, left side, bandages, quickly.
Let's get walking. Our footprints in the sand. We didn't have time to bury them deeply. Tearing your entrails out through the sand as if the sand itself were bleeding.
Wait, thank you.
But we've no choice. We need to get them to shelter.
I know. It's Salim. He's hurt. You know what he's like.
Let's get him down there, then you and I can sit on him while the doc takes a look. Don't worry. The caves aren't far.
Caves. Caves.
No water. Can I interact with them? I mean, it makes sense that we would have used it all. But I can practically feel myself boil. Alright, let's go. My, this is as much a survival situation directly as survival horror.
Salim! Salim, are you there?
And it's very interesting how, at least to begin with, the light is our enemy. Oh no. What is that doohickey on our wrist? Wasn't it said in the first game that artifacts were taken from, oh my god, from Algeria? We may not know what happened at Castle Brennenburg, but we may be following in those footsteps. Wait, if we stand over here... Yes, that does actually start to help for a little bit. Let's take a moment and rest. Wow, our crouch is a real crouch. Oh, hide mode makes you less visible but unable to move. That's cool, so there's like a hunker down mechanic where we can't rely on ourselves to stay out of sight and we just have to hope for the best. Okay, let's think about this. So at least 2 people died. We know Salim was hurt. Let's get moving. We're not doing ourselves any favors staying out here, although it's strange that we were still boiling in the plane. There's some smooth tracks here. Possibly dragging something on a sled or a pallet? There we go.
Oh, there is a cave. Oh, thank God.
What a great way to start this, letting us feel the blistering heat, making it a gameplay mechanic even if it's to be short-lived. It's one way to engage with the character.
But it's good, isn't it? People have been here.
Sal will be shot with salt instead of dying of thirst. I agree.
Leon.
What? Now don't get your hopes up. We're in this shit.
Whatever's in here we already knew about. We had already unearthed it. This looks like some kind of ancient, maybe skin-based bladder for holding water. There's a name for those, I can't quite recall what it is. Those things you need to get across the desert in RuneScape. But it looks like our crew have been through all the reserves. Hopefully there's something flowing underground in the cave. I'm not gonna get my hopes up, though.
Oh, Tazi, look at the hands. Such tiny, perfect fingers. Hello. Hello, my little one. It's all right. I can manage.
Come on. Not far now. Hello? Is anyone there? Salim!
Well, they set up camp here. What looks like footprints on the ground, although I may be misreading that.
Hold him more tightly, or the stitching will tear.
I'm sorry. I will be still.
Salim, I have you. I have you.
This is where we treated him, meaning we have been here already. We, for some reason, somehow made our way back to the crash site. Now there's nothing but silence and the wind whistling through these caves. Ah, laudanum. Nope, used. Probably for the better. And we can't even attempt to open this medical case.
This is us. Salim and me. I brought this here.
Front of the Eiffel Tower. So we've been together for years.
What is it? I had something to say to you. A whole speech, something poetic, but...
You don't need to say anything.
I know, it's just... I never thought this would happen. Any of this. You and me, I would never have imagined this.
Salim, there is no one I would rather spend my time with.
Really?
Really? Stop worrying. I'm in love with you, you idiot.
You are my heart, Desi Trianon.
I said no poetry.
This guy was a dorkable in the 30s. Maybe a pioneer in that field. Makes me all the more worried about him. And the worst part is, it doesn't look good. Okay, I'm gonna need to toggle text. A list of everyone involved in this. Lucas Ritter rifle, so someone did have a gun. If they're still alive, maybe we can find them? Oh, but 2 of these names are crossed out. The pilot and assistant to Mr. Mitchell.
Where did they all go?
Well, we found 2 of them. Now, as I said earlier, I'm pretty sure the orb, the artifact which enabled the plot of the first game, was said to have been found on an expedition to Algeria. Here we are, decades and decades later, seemingly coming upon that same source. One thing that I think is cool about these games is that they all have a sort of age of exploration and colonialism feel to them, and yet it's kind of people making the same mistakes years apart and in somewhat different circumstances.
Oh no! Salim, I'm sorry. Without Lucas, I cannot bear it. The rest of you, this is not Salim's fault. I am of sound mind. Eva Ritter.
Were there some who were blaming him? But she wanted to set the record straight with her dying words. We need matches to light candles, as always. Which means that light's going to be a limited resource. This note is all in German. I would have no idea of how to translate. So we're kind of a multinational team.
I know him. Lucas, I think.
She did what she did beside his grave.
To those who follow, I am Salim Hanachi. I crashed with the crew of the Cassandra on March 3rd, 1937. I and others were injured. We stayed while the rest of the crew went for help. My companions are dead now, and the radio is broken. I cannot wait alone. There is some sort of creature here. I must go after the crew as best I can. They followed the path through the mountain. I will leave signs. Tazi, if I do not find you, and by some chance you are reading this, know that you are my heart.
Why couldn't you wait? I'll find you. I promise.
Well, we have our motivation, and I share it, but I wonder, did we go with the rest of the crew? The rest of the able-bodied, or were we already missing by that point? All I know is that he was the last of the injured. So confirmed 4 dead. It seems they had camp here for a while.
My darling Amanda, by now you'll know about the crash. And you'll know that our situation is a bit sticky. We're off for a walk through the desert to see if we can find a radio or a village or some other sort of help. Everyone's putting a brave face on it, but no one really knows what's going to happen. So maybe this is it. Maybe this is the last you'll hear. If it is, I'm sorry, my love. I suppose it's my fault for wanting a big adventure. I should have stayed home after all. Please tell them both that I love them. Tell Susan that she's the best girl in the world. And tell Alfie to look after his sister. Oh, now I'm sitting here with tears in my eyes and my hands are trembling and I just don't know what to write. I don't know how to say goodbye. I can't believe this is goodbye. I love you, my darling girl. I know in my heart we'll see each other again. Even if it's not in this life. You're Jonathan.
This is doing something that I feel a lot of horror games neglect. Something that was actually done very well by Still Wakes the Deep, which is taking us a moment to get to know these characters and really humanize them, rather than just having them be fodder to show us how dangerous this is. There's also a note back there. Yasmin Shabani.
What a beautiful girl. Is that your daughter?
Yes.
My father keeps nagging me for grandchildren. Did you leave her in Paris?
Yes.
Is she with her
Yasmin, I'd like to check the Sadiola samples are packed up. Give me a hand.
Of course, Mr. Mitchell. Sorry, Hank.
The monkey was in the photo. I had thought of it a childhood toy of Salim's, but it doesn't seem to be the case. I was thinking, like, how in this time could we have just left her behind like that? Maybe we didn't. Maybe we have a bit of trauma there. Algeria continued. The colonization of Algeria was rendered difficult by the presence of a native population which already had its own civilization, and was nomad and warlike in its instincts. A start was made in the region of the Tell, and then the mountains and high plateau lands were taken in hand. There's been a spontaneous flow of Italian and Spanish immigration, and a system of land grants and other concessions have attracted large numbers of immigrants from the south of France, who have settled down well in the country. Between 1904 and 1914, 206,000 hectares of land had been settled, of which 91,200 were free grants. Mines. The country is rich in minerals, which, however, have not been thoroughly exploited. The chief mineral resource is iron, the exports of which in 1920 amounted to over 1 million tons, valued at 33.879 thousand francs. There are large phosphate deposits in the Constantine province, which exported 334,704 tons in 1920 to a value of 18 million francs. Yeah, I'm a little confused by that decimal up there. Maybe it's supposed to be 33 million? There are also copper, zinc, lead, and antimony mines. Coal deposits were discovered during the war, and the work of British and American prospectors in the Oran indicates the possibility of the existence of oil fields of some size. Native rights. The valuable help given by the native population of Algiers to France during the World War led, as it did in other parts of the French colonial empire, to a wider recognition of the political rights of the native. A law was passed February 4th, 1919, conferring French citizenship on any native of Algeria who had either served in the French army or navy, was a landowner, farmer, or licensed trader, knew how to read and write French, or was the possessor of a French decoration. It's good, I guess, to have a little bit of background, this being an area of history that I'm only vaguely familiar with. Now we've got matches. Wait. First we have to equip it with R, and then light it. Okay, so that's a pretty cool expansion on the mechanics, where we can actually use them as a mobile light source as well as using them to light the environment. So there's a bit of an expansion on the gameplay.
Salim?
This isn't... Where is that light coming from? Who?
A note, I think. He said he'd leave a trail.
So maybe we have to go that way, but what we're seeing now is that God doesn't build in straight lines. This isn't just some cave. People previously settled here.
I went to see Monsieur Esperandio at the market, but he has no more work until next week. I know that Tazi has savings, and I know that something will come, but it is hard. It is not just two of us now. I want to know that I'm keeping them safe.
This is from Salim's old diary.
Imagine how desperate one must be to start tearing out the only record of those memories. Oh God. I want to see what's over here first. A cave-in. Well, thank you for making it easy for me. I have a feeling that would lead to wherever we're going. Oh, look, we can watch that flame move down the matchstick. Yeah, we've got to be much more sparing. That was careless. All right, let's go. I can feel the wind on my face coming out of here.
I'm not sure this is the best idea.
Right here. Okay, we're gonna have to use this time to light as many of these as we possibly can. My God, look at the size of those beetles. There goes our last match. There's gotta be some more. Thankfully, we're blessed with that Ethan Winters ambient light. But only just a little. I can practically imagine my pupils widening as I step into the dark. Staying in the dark without a light source will increase your fear. Okay, so we may have to come back to take a breath at times.
Oh, thank God.
You'll even verbally acknowledge it. We've got to keep pushing deeper. Right here. But unfortunately I'm out of matches.
Or something.
Yeah, that sure would be nice, wouldn't it?
He was hurt. He can't have gone far.
She's sleeping now. Maybe dreaming, curling and uncurling tiny fingers. I sit here, looking at her, and I still can't believe this. How can I deserve it? Any of it?
God, Salim.
It's a good thing we have great eyes for reading. We can leap over objects. Light. No! No. Is there something down there? It Seems like our fear is increased by events as well. We need to keep moving. There.
That's better.
Is it?
It reminds me of somewhere else. It feels a bit like the shrine at Douvres, back home.
Maybe related to some artifacts that have been brought back previously? I can't help but notice we have the ability to lock doors behind us. More matches. I mean, members of our expedition must have passed through here if we're following in their footsteps, right? Holy Mother, hear my plea. Well, I don't think the Holy Mother is listening from here. Though maybe something else did hear you. That's kind of weird how my view still moves while I'm grabbing onto something. It's kind of disorienting, at least at first. But let's continue. And try to be sparing with those matches.
I never thought I'd miss the desert sun.
I swear I just heard something, like a gasp to my left. Could start to light these. It's another cave-in. But I'm seeing brick pathways below me. Yes, I'm hearing it. Oh! I think I just died. Oh no. Struggle, 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 struggle.
There's something. My eyes. What's
Something over there.
What's wrong with me?
I don't know, but we need to get to a light source fast. Oh my...
What the hell is wrong with me? This isn't where How did I get here? What did I do?
We blacked out again.
The pain. It's gone now, completely.
Which is surprising. You took quite a spill. What's through here? A very narrow tunnel. And I can't tell if those are roots or a rib cage, but there is some water dripping down or something. I was sure we had died there. So we did see whatever creature was referenced down there. And we know that they have no qualms coming back up. What is this? Floating rocks that lose their properties when I touch them. Once again, back into the dark. Once again, I do not want to use my matches.
This thing. is alive. Is it mine? I don't remember.
C to bring out or put away the amulet. You let me know when I'm heading the right way. You're a compass. But a compass that guides me to what, I wonder?
What?
A compass that guides me to doorways and acts as a key. This place has hidden barriers made out of that mineral. Something which seems to be plentiful here.
Hey, how are you doing?
Christ's name. How could I leave him? I know it makes sense, everything he said, but it's such stupid fucking self-sacrificing bullshit.
Listen, I know Salim, and I know you. I know what you're capable of. He'll make it. And you'll get back to him, even if all hell stands in your way.
I'm so fucking scared, Hank.
I know.
So this Hank seems like a real leader. Motivating and pushing us forward.
Hush now, lullaby. Papa's here, so don't you cry.
Sleep well, Alice.
I almost had my hopes up for daylight for a second. More of those markings. Actually, the face here looks inhuman. Almost like a classic depiction of an alien, but with a jagged, tall forehead. I guess these diamonds floating around it could be seen as those rocks.
Torches. Someone's been here. Hello? Anyone?
I guess it means we're going the right way. But that does nothing to tell us how deep this all goes. Another of your notes.
I was able to meet them in the park this afternoon after talking to the factory manager at Dinar. A proud moment. Alice has learned to count to 3 with her blocks.
She did. She showed me. There, in the park.
I guess it's important that all of our memories come back to us. And I bet you're another barrier that can be opened. But right now, I want to have more of a look around. We can maybe climb up here. Yep. Fortunately, there doesn't seem to be anything to help us. What about down here? This is the path that they took, but... Wait, wouldn't they have hit a dead end? Unless they had this ability as well. I'm starting to wonder what makes us so special that we could run into that creature and not be killed by it. Maybe us finding this gives us some kind of special permission or privilege?
What's up with all these places? This is so strange.
What are these? Oh. Strange plant life as well as geology. Okay, well, we know that they came this way. Whoa! Okay, bit of a design flaw if you can't fly. Could they fly? This is all clearly ancient, but based on what we saw on the flight in here, the fact that something brought down our plane here in particular, this wasn't even our destination. And those depictions that we've seen, I wonder if those who inhabited this place were really even human at all. Once again, maybe that's just my Lovecraft brain playing with me. But I can't help but feel that this takes some direct inspiration. I mean, there's the excitement of being able to learn more driving you forward, and then once you see just what it is that you've actually tapped into, just a fraction of what it is, the sight is enough to bend your mind and make you wish you had just stayed home. That looks like some giant statue overtaken by those plants. Look at this. Are we not just moving through rock when we do that, but between worlds?
Shit, how do I get out of here?
Something bad is happening to us. Oh no. Wait, we can push this stuff out of the way. It's all really heavy. Come on. Come on! Now is not the time for a rock slide. As I was saying, it's got the excitement of finding something new, something that no one has ever seen before, but as soon as it's staring us in the face, there's nothing but absolute terror as our mind breaks seeing something that simply doesn't fit in our reality.
It's glowing again.
Pointing us somewhere. But the others were here. Maybe we had to lead them here. Nothing progresses. Time does not change things. Light does not move across the sky, nor does it grow dimmer or brighter. And yet, time must pass. My mouth is dry and I feel the pangs of hunger. Wire's notes predicted instability of the flow of time around the junctions between worlds, where one step might carry one between years, but might preserve the body in its current state. Or indeed, where the body changed, but time did not pass for the world around. Is that what has happened? Is this whole world frozen in a moment after its destruction? How could I ever tell? And what would change if I knew the answer? I've given up on the attempt to find the portal. I have a notion that I could apply Wire's predictions on the weakness of the fabric between worlds. If only I could map them in some form. You're still trying to learn, but out of harsh desperation. That may even be a note from someone who came before. I didn't look at all the names on the list. Look at you. And in the moment after its destruction, didn't Alexander in the first game say that he was trying to return to his world? Is this that world? That tower in the distance looks like the one that lit up as we were flying over. This place has something resembling lightning. What a fever dream it must be to have your reality change so thoroughly, and yet so abruptly multiple times in a row. The constant loss of consciousness and awakening. How do you even process what is and isn't real? I must explore, for I must find a way to return. But stepping into the fog is like stepping into deep water. I'm lost in a sea of whispering confusion. I need something to shut them out. Are they the dead of this place? Or only my own paranoia? My strategy now is to focus myself, clear my thoughts, step in, and survey as swiftly as I may, then return. It will be slow, but I fear it's my only choice. My, look at you. You're like an old-school British explorer. You've got the mustache and pith hat and everything. Weak points, but no amulet. You knew about the amulet. Presumably there was more than one. There are shadows of the dead in the ruins. Those who lived here were human, or near it. So perhaps this was Zerzura after all. Or Eden, or some other stronghold of humanity. But whatever this place once was, it is shattered. There must have been the gate builders. But what horror could cause such destruction? Surely even the shadow cannot destroy a whole world. There's no sign of a portal. Even if I were to find one, the orb was lost to the shadow, and I do not have another. There's something else here, stirring in the fog. I see bright lights as it hunts, and hear its cries. I do not think it is alive. So the shadow, that which pursued us in the first game, it may not even be something of this world, or if it is, it's not something of this civilization, but rather something which destroyed them as well, something which even they were powerless to stop. Alright, let's try and get closer to you. I don't know how old this body is, but despite how long it must have been, you are very well preserved. I am defeated. There is no way back. There is nowhere to go. I have searched for a portal, but there's none. I have triangulated the weakest points with Levi's calculations, but I cannot tear a rift, for I do not have a traveler's amulet. I did not heed Brennenberg's warning. You were connected with Alexander. Yet what choice did I have? The shadow sensed the orb. I had to risk all and step through the portal. There is no water, and no other means of sustenance. I will not live long. If you, reader, traveler from whatever world you come, if you comprehend, and if you know enough to speak to those of the human world called Earth, let them know this. I was the first to solve the mysteries of the Gate Builders. I was the first human to breach the boundaries between worlds. I, Professor Thurston Aloysius Herbert of Cambridge, England, was the first. God forgive me.
I suppose you are Professor Herbert. God damn it. I won't be trapped. Not like this. There must be a way back.
Behold the one critical piece that you could never have, and that alone makes a world of difference. You are Professor Herbert, and I don't know how much I should be saying, because a big part of this story is that our character, to us, that doesn't mean anything, but to we as the players who played the first game, we know that you were in contact with Alexander Brennenberg like 80 years ago. And yet you're in this good of shape. Okay, well, this thing guides us through the fog. A fog which feels more like ash. If this is destruction, then I wonder what this would have looked like in its state of splendor. Would it have been someplace hostile and alien, or would it have been someplace we could learn from? Wait, no. The Tuareg call her the woman of the tents, or the mother of us all. A local tribe related to the Tuareg, the Kel Hanan, call her the Great Queen. In legend, she is Tin Hanan, a Berber princess, who found a source of food in the desert and founded a Tuareg tribe. The mound itself is named for her, and indeed her body may lie within it, in the ruins just beneath the surface. But there is more, much more to this structure. It is clear that the deeper ruins are Roman, as Wire predicted, and there we may find a Mithraeum, set by the Romans to protect the gateway we seek. Once within, what wonders will we see? We saw hints of this in the bunker as well, the fact that the Romans were aware of this world, or at least the remnants of it that were Earthside. And they may have even developed some way of interacting with it. This thing helps. I mean, if finding things is what you're trying to do, I don't know what more you could ask for than from a compass. It's only in those brief lightning flashes that we can really see our surroundings, though. Every once in a while, I've got to take a look. But this is not the right way. Getting lost is not something we really want at this moment. And it is allowing us to wander a fair bit. Oddly enough, this thing spinning like crazy makes me even more anxious, even as it leads me to my goal. Okay, I see our exit. The one Herbert found but couldn't make use of. Imagine the frustration. It's working. Levi's calculations applied to the measurements clearly show a variance, as if there are great centers of attraction which draw all towards them. Indeed, we can actually see the dust moving towards the gate. These must be the weak points that Wire spoke of. I've identified 2 good candidates, and 1 excellent, but I have no means to proceed. The Traveler's Amulet, according to Wire, should focus these energies and provoke the weak points to tear open, forming a rift between this world and another, but I have no amulet. If I remember his treatise, rifts can form without an amulet, but that is down to the alignment of the spheres and their stars. I cannot move the stars. So there is a way to force these weak points to tear open, but they can happen on their own. I will find some way. I must.
This looks promising.
Yeah, this is easy. That guy was just a noob at exploring. I guess the French do it better than the British. Back into the caves. And into the darkness. In a very press shift to run fashion. Nope, not back into the caves at all. Only taking us one step farther. God, he died not knowing that this wouldn't have saved him. Like, assuming they always lead to the same place. Wait, are you alive? No, I don't think you are.
Christ.
Okay, let's look away. We don't want our gaze to linger on that too long. You must be the people who lived here, the inhabitants of this world. Frozen in time, like Pompeii or something. I can hear things. I do not like it. The compass is picking something up. But I think we've got to go around. God, I can hardly see. These plants are bioluminescent, if they are what we would understand as biology. I'm drawn to them even if they don't necessarily point the way. Stairway to nowhere. And I can't help but be fascinated by the symbols adorning the walls, but it's just not our goal right now. It's when we're here, it's when we're amongst all this that the sickness creeps in. It's more than the fear mechanic. There is unmistakably something here with us. Maybe it's for the better that Dr. Herbert died without having encountered them, if he truly didn't encounter them. Having a hard time climbing up here while crouched. Taking a path opposite yours in your final moments. I honestly expected to see some great creature illuminated in the flash. But then again, those aren't the sounds of the shadow. Now, those sounds I don't think I'll ever forget, and we did hear them earlier.
Fuck.
Dark silhouettes illuminated in the light of our goal. And I keep expecting to see one of them move out of sight as I approach.
Holy Mother of God. What could do this?
It was actually said that you could see the lights of it hunting in the distance. Maybe that's how we'll know when it's coming.
How can this be?
Is that one of the engines of the plane? This is her room. And it's empty. Alice in Wonderland.
I have to remember. Find Salim.
Why is it showing us this? Are these gates not just tied to physical points in space, but also to points in time and in our memories? Or maybe it just interfaced with us, connected with us somehow, and we really are here in this moment.
I was
16, I think. And I must have driven him crazy. But no curfew, no locked doors. Just his compass. He said it was so I would always find my way home.
I wish I'd known him better.
So do I.
Maybe our father had an interest as well? Or at least didn't necessarily approve of ours, but was nonetheless supportive.
Hey!
So many good memories in this room, and maybe all tied to one great negative.
I don't care about the paperwork. This is as official as I need it to be. I love you, Salim. Put the damn ring on.
Oh, my heart. I will put the damn ring on. And you will wear mine. Food is ready. Oh, can I see?
It's not finished.
It's terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Get out of here!
And yet there's nothing from the monkey. Look, we can even...
By the window. I should get cold.
It's not cold. This is normal for Paris.
All right, I'll get cold.
Salim? Salim?
I'm here.
No! Alice? No, no, no! Alice! Alice!
Just all of us enjoying a peaceful moment together. And all of this has been ripped away.
What? Where? Alice? Salim? No. It felt so real.
Okay, so I have a couple of things I want to work through right now. First of all, it's pretty clear that our plane crossed through one of those gateways. Maybe we already had an amulet on us, not knowing what it did from a previous expedition, or maybe it was random, or maybe something brought us here deliberately.
Something's different. I feel like I don't fit my body. Oh, what the hell? I'm heavy. My gut feels like... Oh, God.
Are you maybe pregnant? Or recalling your pregnancy? Is there anything in the box that can help us? No, of course not. I'm not even sure how many matches we have. 5 out of 10. Okay, not much, but not nothing. That whole sequence has kind of forced me to think about something that makes this different from other Amnesia games. And that's that, for the first time, we are fighting for something other than our own survival. We're trying to get back to our husband, our daughter. And so, something I'm thinking about now is how these games have always been about the horrors of the new century, how unnatural and alien to previous human experience it must have felt, and all this change happening so rapidly. Us being a mother, I wonder if this isn't meant to make us think about how it would feel to bring a child into this new world where we have no way of predicting what's about to happen. World War II is right around the corner. Everything is changing. It's going to be a completely different world from when we made that decision. And we just have no idea what we're leaving them with. Can't see a thing. Yes, I see. But we can't move very fast either, and we don't have very long. Come on. We're here.
Maybe it wasn't a dream. Professor Herbert called them rifts. Holes between worlds.
Or just holes to the next room, depending. See branching paths. Feels like this whole place is caving in, and I don't know if it's just my fear. Nope, it's very real. Okay, we need to... No! I was just sliding off! I wasn't even touching my keys!
What's happened?
But when we fall, we're returned back here. Maybe that's us succumbing to our fear. Well, let's light these. And quickly...
That's better.
Make our way across the gap. I can see well enough in the ambient light. I just don't want to use my very limited resources. Should be back down to 3 now. Thankfully, those who came before help us out once again. When we have to spend too long in the dark, I do have to remember to make my own ports. This feels like some kind of sacrifice was made, some kind of offering. Offering to whatever lives in the hole in the cave wall. I suppose a destroyed bridge is as good a ladder as any. No going back the way we came, though.
What's that down there? He was here. He was...
We said we would put him away. What's wrong?
Poor monkey. We should clean him. Stitch him up. He's so tattered.
Oh, my heart. What is it?
Alice. Alice will have a sister. I'm pregnant. I remember. Oh, shit. Shit. remember. I'm pregnant. Oh, Salim. I remember telling him in Paris. The expedition. We nearly didn't come because I am going to have another child. Christ. Salim, where did you go?
Well, that gives us something else to fight for, but also makes this so much more desperate. Let's go. This has created such a neat dichotomy where the darkness is an enemy in one direction and the sun an enemy in the other. What we need is to balance them as here. Just enough light to cast away the darkness, but nothing more. And of course, being in a cave, light is a rare resource. And it can be very different depending on the type of light.
Salim? No, 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 oh no, please. No, no, no. Salim. No, please, my love. I'm here. I'm here now. Please stay for me, please. My heart. Heal my heart. What do I do? What do I do now? We're supposed to find you.
Such an immediate and abrupt loss of hope.
My heart. Still warm. Still warm. My God, if only I'd been...
You wouldn't have been able to do anything.
Why wasn't I here? Why weren't we together?
But you have a parting gift for us.
I wish you had waited for me. Even a little longer. You are my heart.
I know I will not live. It does not hurt now. I have lost you, Tazi. It is only for a time. I know you will escape. You carry something so precious. Live for us, Tazi. Live for the child. Live and be free. And one bright day we will all be together again. Know that you are my heart.
Even as we lose all hope, we're told to keep going. And now we owe it to him, right?
What? I can't stay here. I'm so sorry, my love. I'll do everything I can to keep her safe.
Come on. Following one of their paths.
Fuck this, I can't do this. Not without you. Not without you.
Why did you have to go? No. 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 Don't be so fucking selfish. It's not just about you anymore. Live. Live for the child. Come on. There's got to be something you can do.
The lantern is dead. But yes, there must be something.
What? Hello? Is someone there?
Something's leading us.
Oh.
That loading icon in the bottom right.
That's a word for him.
We really are back to the surface. I didn't trust that one bit, but here we are. Though night'll be falling soon. God, so close.
God in heaven, Salim. Look where we are. What am I going to do? Just look at me.
Hold down X to check in on your baby.
I can't believe I forgot this.
You can actually feel the heartbeat. You can hold down X to check in on your baby at any time.
Find the others. Get home. Both of us.
This is such a unique perspective for a horror game. Being a pregnant woman who is living for more than just her own survival. And allowing us to actually meaningfully engage with that.
But this isn't right, is it? I wasn't this far gone.
Maybe, since we have the means to check, maybe they are being affected in some way? We haven't even seen anything to show us that yet. The heartbeat sounds normal, I assume. But now that's a worry on my mind. There's going to be a whole parallel set of worries on my mind now. But I guess that's the point, right? Just have to keep moving. Anything over here? Nothing useful. Unfortunately, the ancients didn't leave behind very many batteries. Although not zero, which is kinda cool. I think I'm thinking of different ancients, though.
There. That building. Oh God, we were so close.
Your frustrations with yourself must be building up, how close we both were, as well as the fact that we almost didn't come. I guess that gives us some hope, right? That there is civilization nearby. I mean, that doesn't look ancient. Or at least not this ancient. Crouching before dropping down a ledge will dampen your fall. Yep. And you know, for a pregnant woman, you've taken a lot of punishment from falls today. And falling rocks and creatures grabbing you in the darkness. And falling out of the sky. Really, you've been through more than you should have. can go into there or up here to the gate. There's stuff over there, too.
It's not the friendliest of places. Count your lucky stars, old chap. You could have come down in the middle of nowhere.
Don't worry, Jonathan. Supplies, water, a map, there'll be something. Even if there's no one home.
Locals will have gathered the place. Bet you.
So members of the expedition did make it here. Imagine Salim being wounded and deemed unfit to come, and yet managing to make it all this way on his own. We can break our way in by prying that board off, as well as this one. This is really good so far. I don't understand why people were so harsh on it when it came out. And that was kind of the last I heard of it. Wait. Sergeant Fournier is... The Legion is our papa. It smacks us when we're bad. Oh, this must be old French war graffiti. Some kind of codes? And I guess a local woman. Gate should now be unlocked, even if this is locked from the other side. But there's still more to see while we're here. There's a tent here. Need I be concerned about scorpions? If anything, this is making me feel like I need to go back and replay Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. Thankfully, we have perfect eyesight and don't need light to read. And there, Hakim recounted the tale of the local tribe, the Kelhanan. They were Tuareg that refused the call to Islam, for their own ancestor, Tin Hanan, a bringer of healing and fertility, walked the sand. And how should they disbelieve the evidence of their own eyes? There was fighting, as there always is in such matters, but the Kelhanan were wealthy, and made their peace through trade in salt and meat. A bringer of healing and fertility. Sounds like something we could use right about now. Or actually, from your observation, maybe something we've already gotten. You said the pain is gone, that surely we couldn't be this far along. Maybe there's truth to this.
Mally, do you know her? The statue?
I'm from Sudan, Mr. Sterling. This is Algeria.
It might be Tin Hinan, the mother of the Tuareg? It's a strange style, though.
Oop. What is this doohickey? And it is the definition of a doohickey. Those pointed ends. Maybe it's meant to be plunged into something? Now, I don't have the knowledge to say whether this is based in real-world mythology or legends, but is it possible either way that this being, this Tin Hanan, is based on something that might have come through the portal? Or just one of those gates or something? I don't know. I'm using these terms interchangeably because I have no idea what's going on. But I'm starting to form a picture. I mean, maybe these local beliefs formed for a reason. Everything comes from somewhere, right?
Not far.
Is that the light that hunts or the light that guides?
What in God's name? I've seen that thing before, I'm sure.
wish I could remember.
Roll credits on the entire series with that line, huh? Well, there is a French flag hanging over this. I guess it was used as a fort at one time. Can we open that gate? No. Can't see what's in these boxes either.
Malik, Leon, let's take a look ahead. Rest of you, hold tight here. Won't be long.
Tati, what's the sign say? My French is piss poor.
Just that they were a long way from home.
Welcome to the end of the world. I guess you decided to make this a bit easier on them. Kind of reminds one of The Shadow, huh? A dark, amorphous something that leaves death and destruction in its wake. Can we make our way inside?
Precious jewel, and look at you. We were here. I remember being scared. Why?
Crikey! Look at the size of this place.
Oh. Oh, that's an early tank.
That's the doctor.
Is there a radio inside? No, actually, I think it's coming from over there, and this building does have power. Did something come for us here? And maybe did something even come for the defenders of this fortification? Oh. More graves.
Like he got uppity. Vive la bloody revolution, eh?
Let's take a look in that building, on the left there. Malik, you and me up front?
There's a lot to explore here. I'm not sure if I should be going inside just yet.
Hello, crew of the Cassandra. Please respond.
Okay, there's a real sense of urgency there. Could drop down here, but will we be able to get back is the question. Alright, let's just see what we can do. I have a feeling we're going to be spending some time here.
Mama's here, so don't you cry. Shh, shh, little one. I'm here. I'll always be here.
There.
Don't stop talking, Doctor. Got to get to that radio.
We're just around the corner. Oil can be used to refill your lantern. Oh, I thought it was electric from the look of it. Granted, I only had a moment to have a look at the side.
Hello, this is Dr. Amnesia of the Cassandra. Is anyone there?
I will be soon. Just give me a second.
Please don't stop.
Wait, Q and E to lean. No. Come on, light it. Light it. No.
Kitchen. I suppose I should be hungry, thirsty.
Oh, right.
I don't think I could handle food.
I shouldn't have put that thing out. But at least we have a place we can stop now. We've got to be far more sparing with those matches. How do we refuel our lantern? Like that.
Christ. Christ's name.
The corpses are still here.
What was that?
And the electric's on the fritz. We can't make our way upstairs.
Damn it, I've got to reach that radio somehow.
Look at you. God, everything is locked. This place is a maze. What was it? Matches? Oh my god, that drained so quickly. Just stay with the light.
Look.
We take it upon ourselves to add our own flair to what was here. We just being the French in this case. Look. Some huge chunk of torn off metal. Almost seems like a piece of the plane, but I don't see how it would have gotten in here. Some oil. Yeah, we really got to start looking around in all these crates now that we've got resources that need to be managed. And a note. The Kelhanan talk of their guardian spirit, or perhaps the word is goddess, a woman all in gray who haunts the desert and protects their people against the specter of death. They call her Tianu and leave her gifts of desert flowers. Fitting that this image of home should be what comforts us as we come into the light, huh? Do we... still can't see a thing. Come on. Seriously, where am I going? I can't be looking around like this. Well, there is more over here. But it's like something's moving around with me. Dust and desert, arid plain, I dream of you, I call your name. A flower blooms, the petals fall, sandglass empties, still I call. 10 years gone, my time is done. I journey home, my battle's won. There's no one waiting, no one there. Just echoes and an empty chair. At this point, we must feel much the same. Mama, please talk to Papa for me, please. He has not replied to my letters. This is no place for me. The men are cruel and the land is cruel. I beg of you. I beg of him. I will do everything, anything to make amends. If you will not take pity, ask if he truly wants the family name to die out here in the dust. Matthew. Someone who didn't even want to come fight, but had no choice due to being kicked out for one reason or another. Spring arm. Bed frame? Lathe or tread drill? Sturdy frame bench. Winch from elevator. We can potentially get this thing working again.
Could I get into the radio room from above somehow?
Let's try and find some more things we can light. It's a race to see how many things we can light before we're left in total darkness. Look at these barriers, like they were expecting to defend this place. Actually, that explains the state of all the furniture. They were trying to make basically a kill hallway. Try and force something through a funnel. But I guess it didn't work.
God damn it.
I like how heavy objects are properly weighty. Like actually feel difficult to move.
Just keep talking, Doctor. Keep talking. I'll find a way.
I'll get there. Some devices up here. Multiple deaths. Request reinforcement. Stop Captain A. Lafarve? I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce that. Request reinforcement. Report death to Guai. Stop suspect. Native insurgents. Stop fort on combat alert. Stop captain. Oh no, you're not saying stop that person, you're signing off. Must report death. These guys. That thing I'm not going to try to pronounce, and Delacroix. So it wasn't all at once. They were a dwindling party. Yasmin?
The radio. That's Yasmin. She's with the doctor. Just keep trying, Yasmin. Please.
Shipment delay unacceptable. Wait, forward immediately. Request transfer. Corporal Brevis. The day-to-day, and then it all falls apart. God, what is this stuff? This rot? I don't know if I want to be looking through here. It's like something breached the wall into this room. Look, this helmet's still hung on the candelabra. Or sconce, I suppose would be the right word. How do I get through? Well, there's more over here. Out of the way. God, it's like a nightmare having to push through all this stuff to get where I'm needed. More matches. And another note. Dr. Anton Metzier, doctor. Papers Swiss. Will need a visa. Travel from Basel. Sterling Sr. insisted we have a doctor on the expedition because his people don't trust the locals. Told him this was a week at K's, not 3 months in the jungle, but he wouldn't hear it. So they sent us this guy. Don't know much about him, but they must be paying him a lot to leave a practice in Switzerland. Guess he's competent. Whether he can cope with Africa, we'll see. Like, coped better than you did.
Yeah, he seems okay. Between you and me, I think he's a drinker. Maybe they sent him out here to dry out.
Maybe, but you know what seems more likely to me? Is that maybe he was sent here to make sure we did or didn't find something. Yeah, we need to start exploring more of these side rooms. The Ashen Mother is a djinn of healing, of succor in the wilderness. She is wild and capricious. She cannot be summoned, but if her sympathy is roused, she may choose to bestow her favor, giving of her body to quench the thirst of the dying, and guiding those who wander in the soft places. We've been guided, maybe that's the spirit we've been seeing. The Hatif is a djinn of calling, the voice alone in the desert, the cry of one bereft and in need of aid, yet the voice is bodiless and unfleshed, spun of air and dreams. It assails the weary and the beleaguered, luring them from their path and into the wilderness. There they may search in vain, lost and thirsty, until they are bone and dust. We're learning a bit about local mythology. Djinn of the Inner Desert, gathered by Luciano of Ravenna, so this was first. The Ifrit is a djinn of fire and flame, a vengeance called upon a murderer, implacable, unstoppable, the death of cities. It rises from desolation, from broken lands, and its sign is a shining light. It scents the vitality of its victim and seizes them with its burning eye until all life is drained, as a spider husks a fly. The something, a prayer of asking in true penance, is the only defense. The ghoul is a base djinn, a thing of fear, of trickery and shadow, dwelling in the deep places of the world. When it scents human flesh, it digs through the sand to the world above to snare the unwary traveler. It is tricksy, speaking with the voice of men, leading its victims into the harsh places, there to slaughter, devour, and drink their blood. Kinda reminds me of the thing we saw in the cave earlier. Right, we've got to grab this thing. I should have remembered. There we go. That gets us upstairs. We've just got to run through the... Oh, God. That crawled very, very fast. Hated that. Hated that. Our first real jump scare of the game. And boy, was it effective after all this time. Are they averse to the light? That I wonder. Didn't seem to stop it from coming this way. Alright, can we... Is this here? Yes. Move the mouse in circles. Wait. Okay, we need to be on just the right part, reaching over precariously. Oh no. Well, that introduces a problem, doesn't it? Let's just see what doing that does. That's as far as it will go. Can we maybe use this to repair it? Oh, I see. Yeah, there we go. We lay you across like this. Oh, it's all physicsy, which is why I don't trust it. Maybe this isn't what I'm supposed to do. Oh, nope. There we go. This is actually working. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no. Being near monsters increases your fear. Stay away. We're on the other side now. We need light. We need it. And we need to get as much as possible. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Goodbye. Forget it. I wanted that, but goodbye. Down here. Joke's on you, I got some anyway.
Just that this floor doesn't look too sturdy.
Maybe we can break it up somehow? The question is, why would we want to? At least we've got options as far as lighting. Since it seems like we're gonna be here a while, it makes more sense, I think, to use the matches. Okay, there's a decent amount of light here.
What was it? What did you see? Miss Triana?
I don't know.
It was just a shadow.
Yasmin?
A ghoul. It was a ghoul.
So it seems we're in agreement then. The good captain. He has to play the fair-minded statesman, pretend the Kelhanan are more than savages, give them the benefit of doubt. That lot up at Tessemt are worse than the Bedouin? Even the Tuareg do not trust them. I remember the stories Maxime told. They skinned 2 of Albert's troop, left them there to die screaming, salt rubbed into the flesh, all in the name of this great mother of theirs. They put on pretty smiles and give the captain painted rocks, but they're the worst of devils. They aren't so many. Slaughter them and make excuses later if I were commander. Maybe we'll do it anyway. Question is that just racism and xenophobia, or did they actually do these things? I don't know. Well, that doesn't look sturdy. And I'm really distrustful of these holes in the walls. Ooh, we can get around this way. Thank you very much. March 13th, 1929. Deputation from the Kelhanan. Further complaints of behavior of Legios Luritz and Derosar around the women. Acknowledged complaint, assurance it will not be repeated. Ordered punishment, but not in front of locals. Apparent that the men need some activity to keep them occupied. I have given orders to start excavation of the lower chambers. March 18th, 1929. Men have broken through to an underground chamber. Impressive architecture. Rubble to be cleared, and then evaluation of the site. Corporal reports activity on lower slopes. Did you hear that? Speculates retaliation from the village, but hard to believe. Guard doubled. March 19th. Delacroix and DeRoser absent. Sergeant Fournier believes them to be hiding in the cistern. March 21st. Corporal Khalid found DeRoser in cellar, dead. No sign of Delacroix. Suspect argument, accidental killing and desertion. Maybe. A village other than this one, I hope? Okay. Forget this. Did you see that thing? It was kind of like some of the visions we see when we're in the dark for too long. Is that a cannon? We won't be able to squeeze through there, but yeah, there's another cannon port. Three men just left here, and a fourth.
These poor bastards didn't die fighting. Look at this chap here. Suicide.
Why? Why would they do that? Look, what's this? They drew straws.
And I guess he drew the short one. And the only reason they would do that is if what else was here was worse. Okay, well, we're not going to be able to use this thing. Although imagine if we could. This thing is already starting to go. Oh, yeah. We've got to make our way even further up. Yeah, these upper levels are all completely collapsing. I'm not quite sure what happened to that chair. I was trying to see if we could bust the door down. We need to get some light in this area.
Well,
there we go.
I suppose if this gives way, it's one way downstairs.
You've brought it up every single time we've been through here. So I imagine we need to find some way to break this thing. I can't interact with it, though. Oh my god. What did I think was going to happen when interacting with a corpse that has nothing I want? Okay, maybe we can find something over here. Like this cannon. But it's not wheeled. Hang on. Let's just get a bunch of... Ah, these things last no time at all. But maybe... Wait, maybe we can find some? Probably in the room with the other cannons, right? At the end of the hall? Yes, here's potentially one replacement. Oh my god! My god! These may be scripted, but I'm already finding this a fair bit scarier than The Dark Descent. That's another thing. I always did find The Dark Descent to be somewhat overrated. This is quite amazing so far, honestly. That is what we're meant to do. But why is this thing just toying with us? Okay, maybe there's another one somewhere. There's gotta be. Cannonballs. Maybe we can fire it. Oh, we're gonna have to step over the bodies to get at this one. I get a lot less introspective and a lot more move it when stuff like that happens. Yep. Oh, there was one right there. Alright, well, it doesn't matter. Let's go. And if this thing wants to stand in front of this at any point, that would also be good. Tumble down the stairs, get some momentum. So you didn't have to follow it down like that. Good attitude.
Someone did not like these people.
What a thing to drop into.
We have found a village. We have found help. Respond, please.
Okay, so that's our path. It's not going to be quick or easy, but there are places we can stop along the way.
Hello? Hello, Doctor, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Ava, is that you?
Oh, thank God. It's Tazi Trianon.
Miss Trianon? Tazi? Are you well?
Yes. Well, no, not really, not at all. I can't remember anything. I'm pregnant. I'm lost. Salim, a fort. I'm in a fort. We were here before, I think. I don't know. Doctor, where are you?
We have found help. People, a village. But Yasmin, she's not well. The fort. Yes, the fort. Go through the mountain pass, and it is maybe an hour beyond there.
The mountain pass. Yes, I see the village here on the map. Oh, thank God. But, Doctor, please, there's something else. I keep blacking out. It feels like I'm losing control.
I am aware of your recent problems, Miss Trianon. In fact, you must get help.
Doctor?
As quick as you can. There may still be a chance.
Dr. Mathieu!
I don't know what kind of transistor they put in radios that knows just the right dramatic moment to cut out. You were coming in so clearly for so long, but we're being shown yet another light at the end of the tunnel.
I mustn't get scared. I mustn't get scared.
Yes, that's stress. It's not good for the baby. I hadn't even considered that, but no wonder the fear weighs more on us than it did in the previous games. And I can't help but notice that our destination is right beside that burial mound. This is great so far, and it's definitely defying my expectations. and I can't wait to see where this is going, but that'll have to wait until next time. Until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.